All right, so in this example, we're going to learn how to combine like terms in polynomial. So we need to simplify and write this polynomial in standard form. So we have 11x squared minus 3x plus 4x squared minus 2x cubed plus x. Right, so the first thing we have to look for the highest exponent, which is x to the third. So we got x to the third right here. And we can't combine it with, we don't have any other like term like x to the third, so we're just gonna write it down here. It's gonna be like so negative 2 x to the third. So we're gonna cross this one out, we don't need it. And then the next one, the next highest degree is x to the second. So we get 11 x to the second and 4x to the second. It's like we have 11 apples plus 4 apples, which is 15 apples. So it's gonna be 15 x to the second right here. So this is going to be gone right here. And the next one we have the x to the first and x to the first, so we can combine them since we have the same variable and same degree. So negative 3x plus x is like negative 3 plus 1. And we know that's negative 3 plus 1, it's going to be negative 2. So that will be negative 2x, and that's going to be the final answer. And as we can see, we just simplified this polynomial and we wrote it as a standard form, which is the highest degree from left to right. In this example, we're going to learn how to evaluate polynomial with given value. So we have x squared minus 3x plus 1, and we need to find the value of this polynomial when x equals negative 2. So we need to substitute x by negative 2. So we're going to substitute x, we're going to have negative 2. Make sure you have a parentheses, squared, minus 3 times negative 2 plus 1. So we have negative 2 squared, that will be 4. And negative 3 times negative 2, that will be positive 6 plus 1. So we have 10 plus 1, and the answer is 11. The answer is 11. Keep in mind here, when you substitute x by negative value, make sure you have a parentheses, because when we have, because some student may do this, like when we have like negative 2 squared like this, right? That would be equal to negative 4. That's not 4. Now, well, I like the negative 2 with parentheses. That one means we're going to multiply the negative sign twice, and the answer will be 4, right? So make sure you have a parentheses, especially when you have negative value. On example 3, we're going to add polynomials here. So we're going to find the sum. Means we're going to add the polynomials of the first one, this one right here. That's called like trinomial. Also has another name because it has 3 terms. And the second one called binomial because it has 2 terms. So we're going to, first of all, the first thing you do, we need to remove the parentheses. So let's remove the parentheses. It's going to be like 4x squared minus 3x plus 1 plus 5 plus 2x squared. Well, the good thing about this problem here, we don't have negative value, so we don't need to change the sign inside the parentheses. As you can see, here we have like plus, so here we have like plus right here, and here we have plus, so we don't change anything, right? Now, the next step, we're just going to use, you know, what we used in the previous example, like the example number 1. We're just going to combine like terms, right? So let's start with the highest degree here. As you can see here, we have 4x squared and 2x squared. That's going to be 6x squared, right? So this is gone right here. We don't need it anymore. And then we have the next one. The next highest degree is we have x to the first. And we don't have any other x to the first, so we're just going to write it as is, right? So it's going to be like negative 3x. So that would be gone. What do we have left there? We have 1 and 5. And what's 1 plus 5? That will be positive 6. Right? Well, we can go further. We can go further if you wanna factor by the GCF, you know, find the least common, the greatest common factor, which is the greatest number that is shared between all the values. We can see that 6, 3, and 6 are divisible by 3. I mean, we can divide by 3, so so the GCF here would be like 3 as open parentheses, and that will be, now 3 goes to 6 2 times, it's going to be 2x squared. 3 goes to 3 once, it's going to be 1x or x. And 3 goes to 6 twice, is going to be like 2, because 3 times 2 is 6, and 3 times -1 here, it's going to be 3, and 3 times 2, that will be 6. So we don't need to write by default. We can just remove the negative, the number 1 here, right? The 1. So we don't need to write it there. And the answer will be, well, the answer could be either this one or this one, either one. So both of them are the correct answer. When you are in the exam, you may see this one as the last answer, or you may see this one as the last answer, right? So it's up to the problems, the multiple choice question that you have. So you will see which one that you have there. But the more important for you that we need to know how you transfer from here to here, right? And how you find the GCF and you factor by GCF. All right, so in this example, we need to subtract polynomials, right? Well, find the difference means we're going to subtract of the polynomials. So we have the first one minus the first 3x squared plus 6x minus 5 minus parentheses 2x squared minus 4x plus 2. Now we need to pay attention. The first one, the first polynomial, as you can see, we have plus here. So we don't need to change anything, right? So it's going to be like 3x squared plus 6x minus 5. And here, we do have minus. We have negative. That's -1. So it's like we're going to multiply -1 with 2, and -1 with -4, and -1 with 2. That's what we need to change inside the parentheses. So it's going to be -1 times 2x squared. That will be -2x squared. And -1 times -4, that will be positive 4x. -1 times 2, that will be -2. Right? So now we're going to continue here. Now we're just going to simplify like terms. We're going to add like terms. So we got 3x squared and -2x squared. That will be 1x squared. That will be 1x squared. Right? And we have like 6x. Well, this is gone right here. We don't need it. So 6x to the first plus 4 to the x. 4x to the first. So it's going to be 6x plus 4x. That will be 10x. That will be 10x. 10x. Right? And then we have, so this is going to be gone right here. We don't need this one. And what do we have left? We have -5 and -2. So that will be -7. That will be -7 right here. Right? And we don't need to write 1 here. We can just remove it by default. That's going to be the answer. And this is going to be the answer right here. X squared plus 10x minus 7. All right, so in this example, we're going to multiply, the these polynomials. So we have like binomial times trinomials, like binomial times trinomial. Well, we learned before how to multiply binomial with binomial, which is we have to use FOIL. Now, this one is different here. So let's start with 5x minus 7. So let's start with 5x right here. So 5x, we're going to multiply by the whole thing, like 2x squared plus 6x minus 3. So we're going to multiply by 2x squared. And also we're going to multiply by 6x. And we're going to multiply by -3. That's the first step we're going to do. And let's try to do this one. 5x times 2x squared. Make sure you review the law of exponents right here. So we have the same base. We're going to add the exponent. So 5x times 2x squared, that will be 10. That will be 10x to the third. Right? And then 5x times 6x, that will be 30x to the second. Why? Because I have x to the first. So I'm going to keep the base x and I will add the exponent. And 5 times 6 is going to be is 30. So we have like 5x times -3. That will be -15x. All right, so we're done with the first part. We're done with this, right? Let's move on to the -7 right here. Let's move on to the -7. So -7 right here. So -7 times 2x squared, that will be -14x to the second. And -7 times 6x, that will be -42x. -7 times -3, negative times negative is positive. And 7 times 3, that will be 21, right? Now we're just going to combine all like terms, right? So we're just going to combine all like terms right here. So we know that 10x to the third, we don't have any other x to the third. We're just going to write it down, right? and that's going to be gone right here. And we get 30x squared minus 14x squared. That would be 16. 16x squared, right? So that will be gone right here. So what do we have left? We have negative 15x and negative 42. So we're going to add 15 to 42, right? So we're going to add 15 to 42, and that will be minus. So we got 5 plus 2 will be 7. 1 plus 4, that will be 5. It's going to be minus negative 57x, right? And that will be gone right here. And the last one we have left is just 21. That's going to be the constant right here. And that will be the answer as the most simplified form with the standard form.